Hey, beautiful friends, this is Sarah Blumenfeld with Networking Done Different, an outreach of an invitation to more.com. This is a special series highlighting the service providers and vendors for the Galveston Metaphysical and Healing Fair at the Galveston Convention Center on Saturday, April 6, 2024 from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. The service provider I'm introducing you to today is the amazing George Thomas. He does lots of very cool things, and I'm going to let him tell you what he's offering at the fair. Hey, George.
Hi, Sarah. Yes, well, happy to be here. Thank you very much for inviting me, and looking forward very much for our April 6th activity. What I do is work with consciousness technologies. I'm certified as a hypnotist. I'm a certified practitioner of matrix energetics. I learned the laying on of hands from Michael Stellitano, focused mind healing from Harold McCoy of the Ozark Research Institute. And what I will be doing is offering whatever is available for the folks who are ready to receive. One of my favorite teachers, you probably heard of this guy, Jesus of Nazareth. He was looking at, is it okay to just heal people willy-nilly, so to speak? What if they're on a life path and they need these problems because they're here to learn something or the other? Anyway, the long story short, he decided just heal them. Just heal them, whatever they're willing to receive. Because what I posit, and I'm not giving up on this, is that love, healing, and forgiveness is available 24/7, 366 for anybody that's willing to receive it. The phrase God is love is not just a fairy story. Now, to define the term God, source, love, etc., I've got videos on that. But my point is that healing, love, forgiveness, recontextualizing, diminishment of emotional charges for trauma, all that stuff is available. So what I do in my little booth, and we'll be doing on April 6th, for anybody that comes there and gives me some money, because I have groceries to buy like everybody else, is I get out of the way, help the client get out of the way, and then let divinity have its way with us. In other words, healing, love, and forgiveness, like I say, is available 24/7. And we got a digital clock or an analog clock. The analog clock, it has the minutes and you see it moving. Digital is just like that.
Yeah.
And so we can work at the quantum level and have a revision instantly, and it'll amaze you. Okay. It's amazed me more than once about how things can change. I had a quick story about one of my clients years and years ago. Worked on him. I saw him at an event in Houston, and he worked, oh, that's better and so forth. Say, how about well, my shoulder? No, nothing. The doctors have already looked at. No, nothing can be done about my shoulder. And I went, okay. So I'm not going to argue with the guy. So I put my hand on his shoulder. Anyway, so he sends me an email a couple of weeks later. George, you're not going to believe this. I said, yeah, I probably will. His shoulder's all better. Anyway, and I do Faster EFT, which is, people have probably heard of tapping. We just lightly touch on these places along the body's energy meridians, as described in Chinese acupuncture. And just like someone taps you on the shoulder to get your attention, we tap along these energy meridians of the body to get the body's attention and help the body understand what the mind knows. You know, you out there, whoever's watching this, that you're an awesome person. You're amazing. You're intelligent, capable, good-looking, probably sexy. Anyway, the point being, your body thinks you're too tall, too short, too fat, too thin, yada, yada, yada. You're not good enough, yada, all this stuff we've been told. People that walk around in these bodies for like 80 years are all hunched over and bent over. That's because of that backpack they issue us when we're in kindergarten. It's invisible. They don't tell us. They issue this backpack, and they have the authority figures come in. Parents, teachers, clergy, says, load them up. Bring in the shame, the blame, the guilt, the supposed to, the should have, and load them up. You carry that stuff around for all those years, it's going to wear you down. So what we do is drop it. And it's easier said than done, but that's a short version of what I do.
Just knowing, though, that you can drop it is an amazing thing. Most people probably, like your friend who said, oh, don't worry, you can't do anything about my shoulder. Most people probably don't know that it's even possible to have this kind of relief.
One of my teachers, again, J.P. Farrell, wrote a book called Manifesting Michelangelo. I recommend it for everybody. And he's done some amazing things. Basically, plastic surgery without any implements. And he'll show you the before and after of someone whose face is disfigured, and he works with them more, and then shazam, How did that happen? Well, the how is the domain of the universe, as Mike Dooley says. Okay.
Right.
You know, when again, my favorite teacher, this guy, the Christ, guy holds out his hand, it's all messed up, and then he pulls back, it's all better. How did that happen? Don't worry about how. Okay. Quantum, Bruce Lipton, Greg Braden, Joe Dispenza. There's a lot of teachers now, and the information's available. And as Joe says, in the age of information, ignorance is a choice. And the information is out there and
Wow,
available.
that's hold on. I love that.
We're in the
age of
information age.
information, ignorance is a choice. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
And the
go
thing of
ahead.
it is, the thing, back in the olden days, when I was first introduced to stuff, okay, I got certified matrix energetics. Look, I can put my hand on their shoulder and they'll get all better. And used to they just pass out because there's too much for the mind to handle. But I've modified my ways a little bit since then, and that doesn't happen anymore. But the point of it is, people have to understand that it's available.
Yeah.
That you don't have to have invasive surgery or drugs or things like that. I never tell anybody stop taking drugs. I never tell anybody don't see a doctor. I'm not a doctor. I don't play one on TV. However, I have had clients with various and sundry ailments, including stage 4 cancer, which they don't have anymore. I'm not saying I do it. We don't bow down and worship to the electric outlet in the wall. We plug in stuff and we get Shazam. We powered up the light or whatever else. Okay, I'm a conduit. I'm a trained conduit, and I'm really good at it.
Yes.
But that's what we do. We access grace. What do you do, George? I access grace for folks because it's available for all of us. And like I say, I've trained in a few different disciplines, and I've got a Facebook page and a bunch of free videos. I've got just put a series of 4 videos out on training folks if they want to learn focused mind healing. Ozark Research Institute, Fayetteville, Arkansas. They have DVDs from Harold, his book, and so forth. You can get those things from them. And I got I said, look, just put it out there. Don't charge for it. Put it out there, and people can look at it. And it's not for everybody. You know, Sarah, as well as I do, and you listening, this isn't for everybody.
Yeah.
I used to accost people on the street. I said, look here. And I put my hand on it, and they went, boom. But I don't do that anymore because it's inappropriate. But people can get better. And until you know that you can get better, and until you've seen, like a person can go on YouTube and watch video after video after video after video of Joe Dispenza's clients who go to his thing, and they can tell you about whatever ailment they have and they don't have it anymore and how it happened and so forth. And it's like, you see enough of those things, you start to believe. And I start doing what I've been doing for a number of years, as you know, and see the results. And it's like, okay, you know, there's a chair over here, and I've seen chairs before, and I know what they're for. And I believe probably if I sit in it, it'll hold me up. After I sit in the chair, I know it will. And having that knowing, hey, you know, according to your belief, it'll be done for you.
All right.
When you know, you know. So thank you for this opportunity. I'd like anybody who wishes this, come on out. It's not going to break the bank to come in. The admission is like $8, and there's all sorts of folks there. Sarah's there. I'm there. There's people selling crystals and doing readings and yada, yada, yada. And we're available, and we invite you. And anything else you want to know, I'm here.
So what is the name of your Facebook page?
George B. Thomas Jr.
George
Or
B.
George,
Thomas.
I think it's George Thomas Miracles Man. George Thomas. You just Google George B. Thomas Facebook, and they'll find it. The old YouTube channel is George B. Thomas Jr. I don't have access to that anymore. There's a couple of guided meditations. One's in English, one's in Spanish. Those are free. Which has an alpha brainwave and training sound in the background for people who did. Well, I don't know about meditations. I'm having difficult. Check those out. The new YouTube channel, I think, is George Loves Me or some such as that. But that information is available. My email is always available, accessgrace101@gmail.com. Send me an email. Always respond. And would love to talk to people. I'm Sarah, I am blessed and privileged and honored to be able to do this stuff. I've had 3 careers in my life, been relatively successful at them. I'm not independently wealthy, and yet I've been given this gift and this training that I've got, and I can apply it just like you know what you know, and you can do what you can do. And
Yeah.
people who have no idea about it say, what is that? Or how exactly does it work? Let the how rest on the shelf. When I work with people, one thing I tell them is, I want you to put on this imaginary shelf. You need to know exactly how this works, what protocol we're using. And the big one, which people, if they're strong enough, they can do this. They put on that shelf, their need to be right.
Oh, wow.
If they can put that one on the shelf, we can, and we do time travel. We all kind of fun things. In about 20 minutes, it's amazing.
All right, y'all, you heard George. It's amazing. I have, so the last fair, I had the privilege of having my booth beside George's booth. So sometimes we both saw the same client. They would see me and then see him, or vice versa. And but anyway, I could see the people coming and going from after seeing him, and you could tell that something really awesome had happened.
Well, it's ineffable. And trying to describe things like, well, 200 years ago, someone could have some sort of tumor and so forth. And now it's just a matter, it's a procedure. They go, they cut it out, they give you some medicine, you go on your way. Long time ago, 200 years ago, now you get some money, you go to the airport, you give them some money, you can be across the country. It's a miracle. It's like I hold up a transistor radio, battery-powered transistor radio, turn on music out of thin air. It's a miracle. No, it's just technology. Well, this is just consciousness technology.
Yeah.
And when one learns and practices, and I've practiced a lot, okay, and I'm really good at it. It's not for everybody. Don't try this at home, but people can learn. And I've had some great teachers, and really looking forward to the opportunities.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, George. I look forward to being next to you again. All right, friends, make sure you come out to the Galveston Metaphysical and Healing Fair on Saturday, April 6th, 2024, from 10 until 8 at the Galveston Convention Center. See George, see the other amazing service providers, get yourself some wonderful crystals, and just be in that energy. It is so amazing. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you on April 6th. Bye.